Yeah, first of all, thank you all for being here, both our media from home and the local Charlotte media. We've had a great week, so appreciate the Duke's Mayo. We appreciate everyone associated with the bowl. It's been a great experience for not only our players but our staff and their families, so that's much appreciated. And then West Virginia showed up, and I thought we had a great crowd. They were into it. The music selection was right on point for our guys, for our people, and so they had a good time with that. And then they all stayed, and so I was glad that a national TV audience got to see how Mountaineer Nation really supports our team, and they love football. Garrett did a good job saying that. They do. They love football. It's important to them, and I'm glad they were able to experience a bowl win too. And I'm sure we'll sell some beer tonight in Charlotte, so everybody will be winning on that. I think one of the things that's special about college football is you have an opportunity to win your last game. And these bowl games, I think they're meaningful. They draw a ton of people to watch on TV. They're a good celebration at the end of the year. It's a good reward, and they mean something. This means something to those 12 guys that played their last game for us, and this is going to be a catapult for us. I really feel like we should end the season in the top 25. I think we've earned that right. I've got a vote, and I'll vote us in. And then I think as we go into the 24 season, I think we're a team that'll be preseason in the top 25. We return a lot, and I'm excited about that. But the feeling in the locker room when you're able to hoist a trophy and be able to win your last game, that's meaningful, and we're very appreciative of that. This was not our typical game, but we found a way to win. This isn't the way we've won all year. We really won all year running the football, being heavy time of possession, minimizing the other team's plays, and that wasn't how we won today. We defensively, first of all, I thought we played extremely physical, which is hard to do in a bowl game, but I thought our guys played really physical. We had 7 sacks, 11 TFLs, 4 quarterback hurries, 2 interceptions. And so just fired up for our guys defensively. And then on special teams, made a huge difference. Fake field goal, punt return for a touchdown. We really swung the field a couple times with our punt unit. And we got guys down on kickoff. So, won the special teams battle soundly. And then offensively, not our best. Penalties uncharacteristic. Disappointing we didn't take advantage of turnovers. That's something we've really prided ourselves on this year. We didn't do that today. But at the end, we found a way. Garrett Green's gritty. He gives you a chance. They did a nice job playing the run. And Garrett talked about 25. He's really good. I think 23 is really good. And they did some nice things with the line of scrimmage. But we found a way there in the second half to get some run game going. And then our young receivers made some plays. So with that, I'll take questions.
So, Coach, just big picture, 9 wins, finished the season strong. What's that mean, not just to you, but the program overall?
Yeah, I think it's significant. When you look at the history, and we've talked about this, you look at the history, this is really the third time since joining the Big 12. We won 10 and one other time and won 9 another time. And so 9 wins. And knowing that we really played, we had a chance to win 11 out of, 12 out of our 13, or 11 out of our 13. We were competitive in the Penn State game late. Didn't play very well against Oklahoma. That was really the only non-competitive game we had. Led 2 games late in the fourth quarter that we'd love to have back. Where would we be if we could finish in the fourth quarter against Houston and Oklahoma State? But I think this was a significant step for us. We've got to continue to hold our roster together. The next, week, 10 days is big. There's no more taking off and going to the beach and relaxing for some time. That doesn't exist anymore. But we got to hold on to our roster. But I think it really speaks well to what we can be and potentially could be in 24.
Coach Steve Reed from the Associated Press. Curious, what is the satisfaction level of going from being picked 14th in your conference to finishing the season with a bucket of mayonnaise dumped on your head and winning a bowl game?
Yeah, bucket of mayonnaise. I would not recommend that to anybody. But no, I thought that I really thought the 14th, being picked 14th in our league was. I just thought it was not very good reporting. And we returned the most starts of anybody, or I think the most starts of anybody in our league on our offensive line. We had a really good running backs coming back. We had some pieces defensively up front. So never did I think that that's where we were, and I was pretty at our media days in Dallas, I said that, that's not what we were going to be. And I liked our team. We've got a good mix of youth that's really hungry and some leaders that have experience and they got something about them. And I think anytime that your D-line, your O-line are your two best groups, I think you got a chance to win.
And we're back to the room.
How much did Zach's absence affect your game plan, what you thought you could do today? And then second, when did the idea for, hey, going to take a shot deep on the first play come about?
Well, we've done that a good bit, throwing the ball down the field on the first play. Some of them hit. Sometimes you got to check it down, but we like that. We try to come back to it again. Garrett missed Traylon. Traylon could have had, Traylon could have held up that trophy if we'd have thrown the ball a little better to him. We ran the ball for 5.8 yards. We had 164 yards. I don't know how many games in a row we ran for 140 plus. And so I think that speaks well to us because the expectations now are that we need to be dominant up front. And really what I thought it was is we were rusty. I thought that Jaheim was finally Jaheim on that last run for the touchdown. He really stuck his foot in the ground, got vertical. He's been kind of slowed by growing, so he didn't get to practice as much this week as he normally would. We missed CJ. He's kind of our grinded out guy. We missed him. And then Zach. I really feel like Zach's the best center in the country, and really disappointed he wasn't up for the Remington. I'd put his film against anybody's. But we missed him. You don't take that caliber player out of the lineup and not going to miss him. But, I still think that our guys did a pretty good job. Almost running for 6 yards a carry is a pretty good day.
Back to the room again.
Neal, you talked earlier this year about how you were in favor of using the communication system in the helmet. You all obviously got to use that today. Thoughts on it? How'd it go?
Yeah.
And, obviously, is that something you want to see moving forward?
Yeah, I think it's a positive movement. It helps. I think it lowers your ability to steal signals and some of those things that really don't have a purpose in the game. This was experimental. I forgot about it for like the second series of the game, and I'm like, oh, I can talk to him. And so we used the iPads a little bit today, and but we didn't like just wholesale because we were playing pretty good going into the game. I think we won our 5 our last 6, I think. But not counting this game. But so we didn't want to just wholesale. And as y'all know, there's a lot going on in December. There's a lot going on. So it's not like we had a whole lot of time to get trained and really think about how we were going to handle the technology. But I like it. I think it's a positive step for college football. We just got to figure out what the rules are going to be.
Yeah, Neal, you talked so much about the excitement coming in. How excited do you think the guys were, and how much of a factor did the crowd play in that?
Oh, the crowd was a huge factor. They felt that in warm-ups. You really felt it coming into the city yesterday, when our crowd started really showing up. There's no doubt. And here's the thing, too. Our record's been pretty good. We laid an egg out in Arizona and just didn't play very well, but our record's been pretty good in these bowl games. And I think the reason is because how we handle the preparation is we get our work done, all right, but we don't overwork them. It's not we don't have just a ton of contact, and we space out our practices at a pretty good rate, and we don't treat them like regular season. It's meant to be fun. We're pretty basic in our schemes, so our timing should be okay. And I thought, and we give our guys some good downtime. We gave them some downtime here, kind of work time, play time, and when it was work, they got work in. But they were excited about being here, and there's no question that the crowd played into that as well.
We'll take 2 more, front row and then back.
Neal, number one, when did you know Preston was definitely not going to go and that Beanie was going to be in that role, and how did he help Beanie? Because Beanie talked about him kind of helping him in the return game. And then just any comments from you on Beanie 1 year in? I mean, talk about a lone season as a Mountaineer. It doesn't really get much better because this is All-American, plays in the bowl game when many others probably would not, and then first punt return for WVU since Tavon Austin in 2012.
Yeah. So we made the decision really the week after Baylor that Preston wasn't going to return punts, okay? And his injury, we didn't know he wasn't going to play really until the day, or my days are mixed up. So Friday, when we started our game week, he had a scan and they showed it that his injury hasn't healed enough. So we were hopeful he was going to play some at wideout, but we knew starting on Friday. But we made the decision then just because he was exposed on punt return. And so we weren't going to do that in the bowl game. And so Beanie got a ton of work, and then Rodney was going to back him up in this game. And so they did. And Preston was a big help. You know, we catch punts at the beginning of practice and after practice every single day. And Preston stood out there with him. And we blocked real well on that too. And then Beanie, you know, I think his performance kind of speaks for itself. He, 13th consensus All-American. He was getting close to breaking the PBU. I don't know if he broke the school record today or not, but he was getting close to doing that. And y'all have heard me say this. Our local people have heard me say this. Is not only was he a great player on the field, which he showed today, he was great for our locker room, and he really helped some of our young DBs, which I appreciate.
Last question. Back room.
Justin Charleston. What were the emotions like after you have a victory, with the hugs, the thank yous, with the seniors that stayed through, the guys that came in? What can you talk about the emotions? Because we see the box score, we see everything, but those guys with you through practice, through everything, what were the emotions like here at the end?
Yeah, I think that's what I spoke on this a little bit early on. Is that's what's great about the bowl season, because you can finish as a champion, you know, and that locker room feels really good about themselves and what they were able to accomplish. And I think the other neat thing too is being able to experience that with your family. Like my wife, my kids were down there, my mom and dad, and my wife's mom and dad were out on the field. We had a lot of family here, and so those moments are always special. And we've got a family photo at every single one of our bowl wins, and those are special. And I think this was 5, and so we got them down in our basement, and those are memories that we cherish. And the other thing too is your kids go through so much in this business, and our last year, you know, wasn't real kind to them. And so for them to go and be able to experience the highs that you experience after winning a bowl game is special. And then our players, you know, the work they put in and what they went through during the year, and to be able to come and have a reward, to come to a great place like Charlotte, have a good time, and then experience the win, it makes it special for sure.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
Yeah, thank you all.